Did you know that most five-star recruits never make it to the NFL? It sounds unbelievable, but the numbers don't lie. These athletes are hyped as future stars at 17, but the majority never even hear their name called on draft night. Why does the can't-miss talent so often miss? Stick around, because we're breaking down the hidden truth behind the five-star hype and why only a few ever reach the league. Number 9. The pressure of expectations. Being labeled a five-star athlete at 16 or 17 sounds like a dream, but it can quickly turn into a nightmare. From the second that star rating goes public, the spotlight never turns off. Social media amplifies everything: highlights, mistakes, and even personal life. Coaches expect immediate production, boosters want to see results, and opposing players circle your name on the schedule just to prove you're overrated. It's a heavy mental load for a teenager still figuring out who they are. Studies in sports psychology reveal that athletes facing high external expectations often experience anxiety, depression, and burnout. Many five-star recruits struggle not because they lack talent, but because they're crushed by the constant pressure to live up to the hype. Number 8. Injuries strike harder. Injuries are the great equalizer in sports, and for five-star recruits, they can be devastating. Think about it. These athletes are usually ranked so highly because of their athleticism, speed, power, and explosiveness. When a knee injury or a torn Achilles steals that edge, they often don't have enough polished fundamentals to fall back on. Marcus Lattimore, a legendary five-star running back at South Carolina, looked destined for NFL stardom until catastrophic knee injuries ended his career before it even began. And he's not alone. Every year, dozens of highly ranked players fade from the spotlight after one unlucky hit. The reality is brutal. The NFL doesn't wait for players to heal, and once the physical gifts are gone, so is the hype. Number 7. The talent gap shrinks in college. Here's something most fans don't realize. The gap between a five-star recruit and everyone else isn't as big as it looks in high school. In high school, a 6'4" wide receiver running a 4.540 looks unstoppable against defenders who barely bench 200 pounds. But in college, every defensive back is fast, strong, and well-coached. Suddenly, the five-star advantage disappears. Some players adapt, adding skills like precise route running, better footwork, or reading defenses. Others, who relied solely on natural ability, find themselves average at best. College football exposes whether a player was dominant because of true skill or just superior physical tools against weaker competition. Number 6. Work ethic over hype. This is where the pretenders and contenders separate. A five-star rating can open doors, but it won't keep you on the field. Once training camp starts, the stars on a website mean nothing. Coaches only care about effort and results. The history of the NFL is filled with overlooked players who worked harder than the so-called elite prospects. J.J. Watt was a 2-star recruit, yet his relentless grind turned him into a Hall of Fame talent. Meanwhile, countless five-stars flamed out because they assumed talent alone would carry them. The lesson? Football rewards consistency and hard work more than hype. That's why the NFL Combine tests discipline, preparation, and coachability just as much as it tests raw athleticism. Number 5. Off-the-field distractions. Being a five-star doesn't just make you a great football player, it makes you a mini celebrity before you've even stepped foot on campus. With fame comes distractions, parties, social media fame, and yes, trouble with the law. Some players simply can't balance the attention with the work required to stay elite. For example, some top recruits have lost scholarships due to poor academic performance, team rule violations, or even off-the-field arrests. The NFL is not only about ability, it's about discipline, character, and maturity. If a player can't handle the off-field responsibilities in college, NFL teams often cross them off the draft board entirely. Number 4. The transition to pro systems. Another overlooked reason why five-star recruits fail to make it? The leap from high school to college systems, and later from college to pro playbooks, is massive. In high school, a dominant athlete can survive without knowing advanced schemes. But in college, players face complex defensive reads, blitz packages, and pro-style offenses. If they can't grasp it mentally, they fall behind. NFL scouts often talk about the mental makeup of prospects, meaning, can this player learn quickly, adapt to new schemes, and process plays under pressure? Many five-star recruits peak early because they never had to develop those mental tools. When the game gets faster, they can't keep up. Number 3, the numbers don't lie. Here's a hard fact. According to NCAA research, only about 1.6% of college football players make it to the NFL. Even among five-star recruits, the odds are stacked against them. A 247 Sports study found that roughly 20% of five-star recruits eventually get drafted. That sounds impressive. Until you flip it. It means 80% don't. Think about that. The so-called can't-miss prospects are more likely to miss than to make it. The funnel narrows so drastically that only the absolute best, plus the hardest workers with the most discipline, survive. Numbers don't lie. Being a five-star only gets you in the conversation, not into the league. Number 2, late bloomers take over. One of the most fascinating truths about football is how many late bloomers rise to the top. The NFL is full of guys who were barely noticed in high school but kept grinding long after others gave up. Josh Allen is the perfect example. He had almost no major scholarship offers and had to take the junior college route before finally exploding at Wyoming. Today, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Khalil Mack, a dominant defensive force, was just a 2-star prospect when he came out of high school. Stories like these show that physical and mental development doesn't happen on the same timeline for everyone. Some athletes peak early at 17, shining in high school, but fade later. Others take longer to grow into their potential. And when it comes to the NFL, peaking in your mid-20s is what really matters. Number 1, the NFL demands more than stars. At the end of the day, success in the NFL is about way more than a star rating from high school. It's the most competitive league in the world, where talent alone isn't enough. To survive, you need a mix of skill, health, discipline, opportunity, and an unshakable mindset. A 5-star rating might signal future college dominance, but it doesn't measure resilience or the ability to adapt when challenges hit. Injuries, competition, and pressure break a lot of players who looked unstoppable at 18. There are countless others who fade into obscurity. The NFL proves over and over again that stars on paper don't equal stars on Sunday. That's the harsh truth. Being a 5-star recruit may open doors, but what truly defines a career is how you handle the grind once you step through them. So next time you hear about a high school athlete being crowned the next big thing, remember, the journey from 5-star recruit to NFL star is far from guaranteed. It's a path filled with pressure, injuries, competition, and distractions. And while some rise to the challenge, most don't. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into the truth behind sports myths and headlines, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us for more, because we've got plenty more stories coming your way, and you don't want to miss them.